Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy EC22, and this is the FairWeather Fan channel, man. Please like, subscribe, share, leave comments, because I want you to join this conversation. And as you can see, I am standing alone today. Hence the reason why I got a late start. Obviously, the podcast is geared towards a conversation between two or more people. I got a last minute phone call saying that D-Way and J-Dub weren't going to be on the show. So I had to rewrite the script for the show for it to be just a one-person conversation, me talking to you. So now we only won't be for you long. Obviously, when I'm by myself, I make these videos short. However, let's just go ahead and get started real quick. We're going to jump over to some NCAA football because I got a question about this one particular person, right? Many of you know that I am not a huge fan of Alabama or any of the SEC teams. I'm just not. I'm not going to play around with it. I don't like them. I don't have it's just what it is, right? But Alabama, the things I've been hearing about Coach Kalen DeBoer, I think has been completely unfair, right? So here's my take. The fact that Kalen DeBoer has been quoted, or some folks call Kalen DeBoer overrated, to me is a very laughable offense, right? The fact that he has to come behind a Nick Saban-led offense and go out there and do what he do, that's a hard task to anybody. And some people give him overrated because he has to come behind Nick Saban, which that's even making it more unfair. Because at the end of the day, once somebody retires, somebody has to take up and lead that team. And I think Kalen DeBoer is doing an exceptional job considering what he has to go through that Nick Saban didn't necessarily have to go through right away. When I'm talking about the NIL, transfer portals and stuff like that. Whether Nick Saban was there or not, Nick Saban lost a lot of leverage, and I believe that's the reason why he bowed out of college football. And now here comes Kalen DeBoer, right? We can't sit back and call it Kalen DeBoer overrated just because he has to come behind Nick Saban. But that's what people say. That's completely unfair. I want to hear your thoughts about it. But listen, y'all know that that I'm not an SEC fan. Y'all know that I'm not a particular fan of Alabama. But right is right, is wrong. And people calling Kalen DeBoer overrated, y'all, that's not cool at all. You got to give a man a chance. You know, let him build this system. Let him navigate the world and the weeds of the NIL. Let him see how he can gain leverage through the portal, and then let's see what Alabama can do over in the SEC. What some consider the toughest division in college football, which I highly disagree. Hey, what's happened, Josie E6U? Thanks for watching, man. I appreciate you, y'all. And y'all keep the comments. Anything you want to ask me when it comes to sports? Except for soccer and hockey, I don't know. But definitely when it comes to basketball, let me know, right? This is your podcast as well. All right, moving on to, let's jump on over to, let's do some MMA real quick. Is anybody ready to see this fight, Gino Carano and Ronda Rousey? The Paul brothers, Jake Paul to be particular, is staging this fight to be the biggest women MMA fight of all time. That's what he's staging it as. But with these women, Gina Carano in particular has been out of MMA since 17 years, right? 17 years. I think it was 2009 when she lost the fight to Christina Cyborg, and that's when she left and went to go do some acting. And then Ronda Rousey, she got her little claim to fame, and then and her last fight didn't end well. So do we really want to see these two? Now, back in the day, yeah. But now, two ladies who haven't been in the ring in a minute, like literally, what are we gaining here as fans? Just nostalgia? I mean, when we looked at the Mike Tyson and the Roy Jones Jr. fight, it was entertaining, but I mean, did we really? I mean, I guess that's the way you can market it. I mean, because a lot of people jumped on that, and that was one of the Paul brothers' first little exhibition fight cards. So we don't know. I know for me, out of curiosity, I want to know. But it doesn't matter who win or lose because these women are still of age, and that's all I have to say about that. While we sitting around talking about fighting Floyd Mayweather, listen, is he really gonna fight? Like we expected to see this Mike Tyson fight, then we expect to see Manny Pacquiao. Now we don't know if we're going to get either one. Like, what's really going on with Floyd Mayweather right now? Yeah, I don't know. Now I'm hearing that the Pacquiao fight is set to be in September. There's some fight that he has to have with some guy here in June. And then we still haven't got a date for Mike Tyson, which was supposed to be like in April or May. And now it's all of it. Like, we don't know. At the end of the day, we got all these dates set up. At the end of the day, they keep passing. So I don't know if Floyd Mayweather is really serious about fighting, if he wants to get in the ring, or he's just looking for a payday, trying to find the easiest way. Nobody's going to take him serious if you take an exhibition against a 60-year-old Mike Tyson. We do really want to see the rematch between Manny Pacquiao, but that puts his undefeated record on the line. Do he really, really want to go out there like that? I don't know what Floyd is doing. Floyd don't know what he wants to do. What we do know, Floyd is going to do what's in the best interest of Floyd Mayweather, and that's keep on messing us around. All right, man, moving on. Listen, to the MLB, listen, the MLB is going into their collective bargaining year this year, and is anybody's business on how they're going to get this thing resolved? Because this is collective bargaining, and like I say, the league wants the salary cap for the MLB. Now, we know how they get paid. Everybody gets a bag over the MLB. But now the owners, and they've tried this before, the owners want a salary cap. Back in 2022, in the last collective, the season was almost put in jeopardy by being locked out. And now here we are, 4 years later, we're facing it again. You know, will the league and owners get what they want, or will the players prevail again? Do MLB need a salary cap like these other genres of sports out there? Y'all let me know. I think it's only fair. Now, obviously, the salary cap is going to have to be big, but I think it'll only be fair if the MLB get a salary cap. But some people like player empowerment. Some people like, no. Play the players what they're worth and play their bag and don't have no cap. Because you know what we're going to say next, right? If the MLB don't have a salary cap, then why is it NFL and the NBA and the WNBA and every other organization that has a salary cap? Why should they be the only one? So we're going to have to talk about this in their collective bargaining agreement. If the MLB don't get a salary cap, then y'all need to bring this up in the other genres of sports. Nah, just playing. Y'all, now let's got to talk about, let's go to the NBA real quick. But there's one guy I want to talk about because he's been on some stuff. Draymond Green. Listen, I want to talk about Draymond Green because this guy cannot seem to stay away from beef. B-E-Fs. Beefs. He runs his mouth. He just can't seem to stay away from it. And sometimes he come across as a cool guy, and other times he come across as an angry man. Like, we don't know what we're going to get from Draymond. But Draymond, when coming at people, Draymond throws his stats around a little bit too loosely. His 4 rings, his all-star appearances, because of the stats he have, his future Hall of Fame stats. But to all you Draymond Green fans, and to all, if Draymond is watching, what up, Rob, man? What's going on, brother? Rob Nowitzki. Listen, to all you other fans of Draymond, let me say this to Draymond, and I hope y'all get this to him. Draymond, you're not as good as you think, brother. Now, you have carved out a great career for yourself, and I sit back and I applaud you on that, Draymond Green. And this is not even a come to the front of the class moment, but it should be. You carved out a great career for yourself. I'm proud of you. But make no mistake about it. The people you've been beefing with, like Kenyon Martin, ain't even close. You're not better. Austin Rivers, not better than. Charles Barkley, you should know better, bro. You should know better. And all the other people you've been coming at that's played this game at a high level, you're not better than. And I usually don't like to use the word better than because, because we will never really see people play one-on-one a lot of times. But I'm going to say that against Draymond. I'm going to say it against him. Like, enjoy your success of your career when you get, when you get to the Hall of Fame, enjoy it with your family. But understand this. There are a lot of players in the Hall of Fame, they got there by defense and defense alone. Den Wallace, heck of a defender. Dennis Rodman, heck of a defender. Mutombo, heck of a defender, but not known for offense. But you don't hear these guys tripping back and forth with people talking about how better they are than them or whatever, using their stats like Draymond, stop it. And I think all the yeah, MLB definitely needs a salary cap, and I'm with you on that, Bob. You know, they need to get one. But if they don't get one, like I said before, we're gonna have to answer this question with the other genres of sports out there. All right, let's move on real quick. Going to the NBA. Listen, we'll stay in the NBA. Victor Wembanyama got ejected the other night, I think that Sunday night, from a game because of the elbow he threw. I forget the guy from for the Minnesota. I forget his name, but he threw the elbow. They were playing rough with him all game. We're playing rough with him all season, all series. I mean, man can only take enough. Now, I don't agree with the aggressive nature of the elbow and throw because, you know, you throw an elbow, it could hit somebody in the head and knock them unconscious and all this other stuff like that, fall down the wrong way, hurt themselves even more. But, man, I get it. And there are some who was mixed when it comes down to how we handle the situation. I didn't expect it to be a flagrant 2. I thought he should stay in the game, flagrant 1. But the refs kicked him on out. And then it come down to, do we suspend him for a game? Fine him. This is where everybody get divided. Some say he should have been suspended. Some say no. I'm like, yo, listen, old boy is good. He got up. He finished the game. He didn't have to go to the locker room. He didn't have to go to the hospital. He's not on concussion protocol. No harm, no foul. We keep it going. When you're playing a series like this, you want to play with the best talent on the floor, and there's no better talent in San Antonio than Victor Wembanyama. You do not want to play a game without Victor Wembanyama. The NBA do not want to have an NBA series without Victor Wembanyama. So you keep it rolling, folks. He definitely shouldn't have got suspended. But we can argue that. Say Draymond Green comes to the absolutely. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to give him that much attention, Bob. Listen. Let's talk about what's going on, and we've been watching the NBA playoffs, man. We've been watching the New York Knicks, man, and without belaboring this conversation, we already know who's going to be the two teams in the finals: the New York Knicks and the Oklahoma City Thunder. And if anybody disagrees, shame on you. Shame on you if you disagree. Oklahoma City done swept the first 2 rounds. The New York Knicks has just been putting up a lot of points on the teams they've been playing, beating them out, beating them down. So, and now we got a potential Game 7 between the Detroit Pistons and the Cleveland Cavaliers, as well as the San Antonio Spurs and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Look, it is what it is. You know, so ain't no sense me going in there, but I do love how the New York Knicks are getting it done by committee. When they need Jalen Brunson to step up, he steps up in popular fashion. But then they also know how to win by committee. Like, they're clicking on all cylinders. That's great. And same way with Oklahoma City Thunder. We know what SGA can do. But they're getting production from other players like Mitchell and all that. It's like they're doing their thing, you know. So I'm really, really, really just excited of where their head is at and how they're able to continue to move this thing forward. What's that? Oklahoma City Thunder, AJ Mitchell stepping up like he did the other day. So this is what makes the NBA fun. Now, what up, Lou? What up, brother? Listen, I'm gonna give a clap to the Los Angeles Lakers and one LeBron James. We all knew that you guys didn't stand a chance against Oklahoma City Thunder, and let's not even play with it. We know they did not stand a chance against the Oklahoma City Thunder. However, I said last week that all I want you guys to do is give them a fight. Just give them a fight. You got swept. So to some, it wasn't much of a fight. But no, man, the Lakers right there in every game except for one. You know, the little ref complaining game, all that stuff like that. But for the most part, they was right there in it. Some would even suggest that if Luka was there, they could even won this series, or at least won 2 or 3 games in this series, right? If they had Luka. Austin Reeves came in and balled out of control last night. It was just a little bit too much late. They didn't get no help from Aiden. They didn't get no help from Marcus Smart. So it was up to Rui, LeBron, and AR-15 to get it all done by themselves. And like I say, they were still in it until the last 2 minutes of the game. So I'm just glad that they and you know, we can't say enough about LeBron James. My boy, Coach Martez Turner, Um, and I have to give him a little attention today because I like where his head was at. You know, and what he feel like should be the next look for the Lakers. And I'm gonna read this text message as he wrote it. He said, LeBron James walk unless he's willing to take a 75% pay cut. That's a lot. Don't give AR-15 the max contract, which Austin Reeves a max contract. Don't give him the max. A 5-year, $125 million is what I would offer. That's crazy. It's a $10 million a year raise more than he said. It's a $10 million raise and more. He said that's more than fair. Resign Rui, the 6'8 shooter. That's only 27-year-old. Resign him. Sign Peyton Watson to an offer sheet. I don't think the Denver Nuggets has the money to match it. Sign Mitchell Robinson. He said the type of rim protection we need. The Knicks have too much money tied up into everybody else. I don't think they will be able to offer him as either. He said sign Jeremy Sohan, 6'8 defender. That's only 23 years old. Sign him. Bring back Jackson Hayes, energy, athleticism, and shot blocking off the bench. Bring him back. Sign Benedict Mathurin, whatever. Need bench production. He was given the Thunder problems in the finals a couple years ago. Sign Tari Eason. He's a 3-and-D guy. I don't think the Rockets can afford to re-sign him either. And then keep Luke Kennard. You always need a sniper. Hopefully, Ayton opts out. That's the Ayton. I don't think LeBron will take a pay cut, so he'll be gone as well. The new starting five for the Lakers is what my boy got. Luke at point guard, Austin Reeves the shooting guard, Peyton Watson at small forward, Rui at Hachimura at power forward, and then Mitchell Robinson at center. The bench, you got Benedict Mathurin, Tari Eason, Luke Kennard, Jackson Hayes, and Adu Thiaro. The roster is younger, more athletic, and you still have shooting. If Aiden opts in, then we have a problem. Hopefully he thinks he's worth more and opts out. And then one of our brother asked about Bronny, and he said Bronny can walk with his father. So y'all, that was the Lakers rundown on what Coach Mertez Turner, our brother over at Space Sport Talk Radio had. And listen, I like where his head was at. The only problem is I thought is that maybe AR-15 gets a little bit more money, especially if you're looking at a 5-year deal. Well, no. So I think that's 5 years, $125 million a year. I hope that's what he's saying. I don't know, but that can't be that much. I don't know. I don't know. We said 5-year deal, so we'll see where his head is on that. But I think he deserve more. Last on the list we want to talk about is the WNBA Week 1. And before I go into my ratings, let's go into my ratings for the WNBA. Listen, because you got 15 teams, right? I got them in a 3-tier. So the bottom tier, I got the Connecticut Suns, the Toronto Tempo, the Portland Fire, the Chicago Sky, and the LA Sparks on the bottom tier. The Sun, they're falling fast. I mean, you don't have Aaliyah Edwards, and if you did have Aaliyah Edwards, this team still need to get better. I mean, Anissa Morrow's doing okay. Brittany Griner, obviously, is on a minute restriction, you know what I'm saying? And then you're looking at Sanaya Rivers and all the other players, man, they just don't have enough. You got Haley Van Lith over there, so maybe she can add a little scoring here and there. We don't know. Let's see. What up, B? What's going on, man? My brother from another mother. Listen, so we don't. The Connecticut Suns. I mean, they're riding this wave out until they get to Houston, and then you got the 2 expansion teams. You know what I'm saying? Toronto Tempo and the Portland Fire. With Toronto, I mean, I like what Brittany Sykes is at, and I like what Marina Mabry is at right now. But they still need to get a lot more players. And then the Portland Fire, man, Bridget Carlson, they're gonna have to do more than just that. Chicago Sky. Yeah, we got Skylar Diggins, and you got Rakia Jackson over there, and you got the Camille Cardoza is now back in her South Carolina form. But man, that's it. That is it. They need to do better. That team just maybe it's too early, but they're at the bottom. They was at the bottom last year. With all the changes, I don't expect them to be any better. And the LA Sparks, man, they centered their whole offense around Cameron Brink, and it ain't working. And I told y'all a while ago it ain't working with Cameron Brink. You got Derek Hamby that's still doing her thing at her age. I think she's 34. She's doing her thing. You still got Ray Burrell doing her thing. Then you got Nneka Ogwumike over there doing her thing. Like, there's no spot for Cameron. Really ain't. You don't need her. Send on to another team. Kelsey Plum is still doing her thing, but you got Ari Atkins, man. Listen, I love you, Ari Atkins, but man, it's time for you to come off the bench. Respectfully, they need some more point guard. They need a better point guard to line up with Kelsey Plum. They need a taller point guard. That's all I have to say. Otherwise, they're in the bottom 5. Moving on to the middle of the tier, you got the Seattle Storm, the Washington Mystics, the Dallas Wings, the Golden State Valkyrie, and the Minnesota Lynx. Listen, the Seattle Storm, they're a good team. Lost one game, won one game. So they're there. I'm still not liking the mix of players. I'm still not liking their synergy just yet. They're a young team. They've been put together. Dominique Malone, they're not using their bigs. They're just not. They're not using. They're just not. And then they got to figure out a way to get their bigs involved. And there is no other way to look at it. They got to, from Stephanie Dolson and from Dominique Malonga. I know they want to keep up with this fast pace, but you got to slow it down to get your bigs involved. That's just all it is to it. Flo J is fitting in well. She's doing her thing. But, man, they just going to have to find a way to get better. The Mystics, man, this team right here is off the chain. They could have been ranked higher. They could have. But, man, this is the youngest team in the NBA, and I'm telling you right now, Washington Mystics look scary. So they're there. The Dallas Wings got us all surprised by beating Indiana. They really did. They got us all shocked that they beat Indiana. But it's not shocked. It's like, oh, my God, I can't believe they won. It's like we were shocked on how good this team has gotten. Because what we saw on Saturday was the real deal. I don't think this was a fluke. These players came out to play. Isaiah James, I told y'all last year she was a sleeper. She's coming out there fitting well. Orika Ogunbowale coming off the bench or even starting, but knowing her role. She's not ball dominant. When they need a bucket, you go to her. Otherwise, you let Paige control everything. I'm loving that. They're doing their thing. Now, they didn't get a lot of production from Elena Smith, but they did get some for Jessica Separate. Both of them got in foul trouble early. So, hey, we still waiting on them to do their thing. So we're not even mad. There's a lot of upside to it. So I'm happy with that. Moving on to the Golden State Valkyrie. Listen, when I done this ranking a week ago, I had the Golden State Valkyrie at the bottom. I didn't think they could duplicate what they did last year, so I had them in the bottom tier. But man, I'm glad I waited because this Valkyrie team, oh my God, like they're the real deal. They're the real deal, and I want to put them in that top 5 tier. But there's one team I have to respect for right now. But man, the Golden State Valkyrie is a real deal tier. We're gonna talk about some of the players, but man, you already know what Kayla Thornton do. You already know what Veronica Burton going to do. And so they got some other players just stepping up on over there, right? And then to finish off that middle tier team was the Minnesota Lynx. The Minnesota Lynx, they won't be here long because as soon as our girl Nafisa Khalid get back on the court in June, it's over. It's over for the rest of the league. Olivia Miles is playing great. I didn't think her and Courtney could share the court, but man, they're unselfish. They're and even with Kayla McBride, with those 3 guards, I didn't think they were able to do it, but they're sharing the court. And when you get Mama Fanisa back, it's over with. I'm just telling you right now, the rest of the league, beware. All right, so let's go on up into the top 5 tier, man, the Atlanta Dream. This what took the whole offseason by storm. Angel Reese is going over to ATL, and let me say it. Angel Reese is doing what Angel Reese does. Double-double, 11 points, 14 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2 steals. That's what she does. Defender, aggressive player. That's what she brings. And to seal the deal, she get the game-winning block. She don't have to be the scorer. You got Alicia Gray, Ryan Howard for that. Nas Hillman. And then when Brianna Jones get back, boom, there it is. But what she can do, she can at least get you 10 points and a bunch of rebounds. That's all you ask for. You know what I'm saying? And all these people hating on Angel Reese, listen, the girl is good. They don't win that game without Angel Reese. All right? Indiana Fever is on this list. Listen. I'm going to keep saying it. One of the best backcourt, frontcourt duo is Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. Ain't no way about it. Ain't no two ways about it. When you start looking at one-on-one players, you got to put Arika Gumawali in that category along with Kelsey Mitchell. These are just walking buckets. Can get it done all by themselves. And they both showed it when they played each other. Kelsey was getting bucket, Arika was getting buckets. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you get. And then, like I said, as the season progresses, as you get the other players involved, Lexi Hall did have a great day. You know what I'm saying? As you get other players involved, this Indiana Fever team is going to be the team that you're going to have to be looking out. One of the teams you got to look out in this top tier. Next on the list is the Phoenix Mercury. Y'all know I trashed the Phoenix Mercury in during the draft and off season. They didn't do anything. And I'm like, man, this team is gonna suck bad. Everybody else got better, but they're gonna go with the same squad. They lost Satu Sabali, you know. So I'm just like, okay, well, they losing one of their best players. So then what's going? But man, listen, somebody forgot to tell the Mercury that they they're still playing lights out. That team is really, really, really good. DeWanna Bonner, 17, 18 years in this league, is still playing at a high level. So, I mean, my goodness. And then AT, Kalia Copper, just to name a few. That team is scary. That team made it to the finals last year. Although they got swept by the Aces, but still they made it to the finals. This team said they're running it back. Kalia Copper said, man, it hurt, and we got a mission this year. So, hey, be on the lookout for the Mercury. And then the top two goes to the New York Liberty as well as the Las Vegas Aces. I mean, listen, the New York Liberty has some key players out. We got them an early exit out of the playoffs. You know, right now they're playing lights out. Sabrina is still out, you know. And so, you know, they got to get healthy. They got to get back into the thick of things. And so they're going to get there. But, man, they're still playing good. And then the Aces, they took a bad loss their first game. I wasn't tripping. But they came back in the next game and showed you exactly what the Aces is all about. You know what I'm saying? Although they played the Sparks, but still, you know, this is late Aces. There's a couple of key standout players I'm going to mention real quick. Unexpected standout. Speaking of the New York Liberty, let's look at Marina Johannes, the fifth-year vet, is getting her shine. See, this is when you talk about the next man up. Sabrina Ionesco is battling an injury. And you need somebody to put in that space. And here comes the 5'10", 5-year vet, Maria Johannes, balling, out of control. I want to say she's leading her team in points right now. I don't know. But she's up there. I think she's like 20-some points a game. And I know it's only 2 games, but, man, you talking about a situation of stay ready at her position. You got to wait until your term. It's been 5 years. And here she is. Hey, Sabrina, you better get here well quick. Because your spot just may be taken straight up. The next unexpected baller, man, is Salon, Janelle Salon from the Valkyrie, the rookie out of France. We already talked about how the Golden State Valkyrie is just a team that just won't quit. Who they think that as a inaugural team or expansion team last year, they showed out. They're coming in this year. You know what I'm saying? It's just repeat. We talked about Veronica Burton. We talked about Kayla Thorne. Now you come the rookie out of France. And this is crazy about chemistry. You have more. You had Flo J. Johnson as a first-round pick. I think the 8th pick overall. Then you trade her for a second-round pick with Marta Suarez out of TCU. Then you cut Marta Suarez, who's a good ball player. But now I see why. For all the talent you had in your team, you got this Janelle Salon from France, the rookie, to play well. And, man, she's a great fit for the Golden State Valkyrie. Marta Suarez, I hope you get a job somewhere. But, man, I can't get mad when a team figured it out and they get the players that work versus getting the players that the league say they should get. They drafted you. You didn't work out. And I know it was a quick offseason. But, man, I am not mad at Janelle Salon because she's doing her thing over there. And then the last standout is from the Phoenix Mercury is Giovanna Nogic. She's undrafted. She's been playing professionally, I think, for the last 6 years overseas from Serbia. And when I tell you, man, this chick fits right into what the Mercury wants her to do. Jovana Nogic, like this is what we like to see, you know, coming to the big leagues like this. Here, players that just say, you know what, come hell or high water, I'm here to play. And let me tell you right now, for those of you who are not watching WNBA, the NBA season is on its end. We already know who's going to win this thing, what the finals going to be. You know, for the NBA, it's going to be New York and OKC. But now do yourself a favor and make sure you watch the WNBA. They start tonight. Dallas Wings coming up right here in a few minutes. Let's see who's plays tonight. The Dallas Wings and the Atlanta Dream. Woo! We got to watch that game a little bit. Then you got the Minnesota Lynx and the Phoenix Mercury. And the late game, the next game will be the Liberty and the Portland Fire. You can watch it. So watch all of them if you can. Like I am. Watch them in rebroadcast. But, man, the Atlanta Dream and Dallas Wing game, man, is going to be a game for the century. So that's all we have, folks. That's my time for today. Listen, those of you who've been watching the show, man, Robert, we thank you for watching. Lewis, man, thank you. Brian Smith. Jonathan G just got on the last end. What up, my boy, Jonathan G? Josie C6 over on YouTube, man. We thank you for watching, man. And for myself, as well as my boy J-Dub and D-Wade, man. They're not here right now, but I'm putting up the deuces, man. Join me now on Facebook Talk Radio on Facebook. For those of you over here on YouTube, swing over to the Facebook Talk Radio, and we're going to keep the conversation going. But right now, I'm your boy EC22, and for now, I am